Hello, everyone. Ivana here with my very good friend Ali Cole, and he is here because he is launching the 30-minute agency empire. So, Lee, welcome, first of all.
Well, hey, how are you today?
Pretty good, and you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. It's kind of a rainy day where I am, but I'm having a good time.
Awesome, awesome. It's very cold where I am. It's like around 0 Celsius, so very, very cold.
Okay, 32. That's not horrible, but it's not, like going to the beach weather.
Yeah, it's not. But hey, soon enough, that's going to be around the corner, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Cool. So can you tell us a little bit about the 30-minute agency empire?
Yeah, before you hit record and we were just kind of talking about stuff, and I know you know this about me, but I have been on a real mission, well, for years, but especially lately, I've been on a real mission to like totally simplify this agency building process so that any well-meaning person, that would be defined as somebody who wants to either build a side income or a full-fledged business, full-time business, who, at least has their heart in the right place. They don't have to have a ton of skills. They don't have to be Mr. and Mrs. Super salesperson or anything like that, but just somebody who wants to work at it can actually build one of these businesses, because you know as well as I do, when you get something like this going on in your life, it is completely transformative, you
It,
know?
it is the recurring payments. That's been my whole focus this past year. And it's actually, it's something that I want to grow to a multi-million dollar business. And without recurring, it's really hard. And when you offer like social media services, that is something that people need on ongoing basis.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's all, I used to teach people how to build these businesses in kind of an old fashioned salesperson way, because that frankly works really well. Is just, doing a lot of advertising, doing a lot of cold calling, doing a lot of back before we had a freaking pandemic for 2 years, meeting people and, personally and stuff like that. And that works. It's just that it's incredibly time consuming. It doesn't, that way of building businesses does not fit in well with most people's schedules, because most people coming to this aren't just sitting around with 24 hours of free time to do whatever they want to with.
Mhm.
Most people are adults, right? They may have children. They probably have jobs. They got other stuff to do besides just, sit around and prospect for, 7 or 8 hours a day.
Mhm.
So, and it's really difficult. I mean, it's really difficult for someone in the old way of doing this to transition and actually end up with a real business.
Yeah, and
So,
everybody's looking for more easy way, passive way, something that they set up and it just
right.
clear away instead of them chasing after it.
Right, exactly. And not only are people who want to build these types of businesses looking for that, but the entire world of buyers who are buying these kinds of social media marketing services, whether it's for an e-com site that they own or it's for a law firm that they're the managing partner of, it doesn't matter. That whole world of buyers, they are looking for a different experience in terms of buying. And this was happening long before COVID, with the whole idea of permission-based marketing and all that stuff. I mean, this has been going on as long as the internet, but COVID really solidified this whole thing
Mhm.
to the point that it just sort of broke apart the buying process from the selling process. And buyers want a a lot more control of the process. They want to be on the internet figuring out who they should buy from, and then they want an easy ordering process,
Mhm.
right? I mean, and so this is not a new thing, but COVID really just took this from like, that's what most people are doing to that's what everybody's doing, right? I mean, this is how everybody's buying nowadays. And so, a couple of months ago, and I know you talked to me and Gene about this. Gene and I launched a product, one of our graphics products. So folks, we sell graphics to businesses. All right, we specifically sell graphic posting on social media. We sell that process to businesses and get paid very well for it. But, you talked to us about that, and, we had a new package of generic graphics just as we do today. And we had talked about one of the three platforms that I use now that have completely revolutionized how I get business. One of the three platforms that I used, and we gave a ton of training about that one platform. And that was really, really cool. I knew that people were going to like it and benefit from it. Ivana, I had no idea of the positive feedback I would get from people who bought that. I mean, it was like, finally, I can do this. Finally, I've got something that I can, that I can wrap my head around. Finally, I've got something that I can do in the time that I have per day, at the times that I have per day. I mean, for a lot of adults, your free time, I mean, you have kids, your free time, I mean, they're getting older, but you remember when they were younger, your free time might be between midnight and 2 a.m, right?
Yeah.
I
used to actually, when they were little, I would work in the morning because they were normally in the kindergarten at that time. And then, after that, I would just spend a little time with them when they got home. And once they went to sleep, I went back to work. So that's how I did it for many, many years.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I built my first business by getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, working, going to work, coming home, doing the dad thing, right? Putting the kids to bed and working some more. I almost ended up in the hospital. But,
yeah, I remember that too. Yeah.
So, that kind of thing is not really something that everybody can do, right? Or it's not something that everybody wants to do, that kind of intense business building thing. And thank God, back in the day, like 12 years ago when I got started, that was the only type of thing available. But nowadays we have some very powerful platforms that millions upon millions of vendors and buyers are using that put together those two things for the kinds of services that we sell. Specifically, there are three main platforms that I use. Again, we covered one of them in the last product that we launched. And just in case somebody listening to this or buying, the product we're talking about today didn't buy that. I mean, we sold a massive ton of those, but in case somebody didn't buy that, I will leave a link in the training for this product so that you can buy that previous product and training at the original launch pricing. But in this product that we're selling today, which has completely new graphics, all generic, would work for any kind of business, we're also including training on the other two big platforms that I use in order to run my business and that Gene uses too. The three of these platforms put together, I mean, it's unfair. I mean, it just makes life so easy. You can get so much business so fast. It also has kind of a multiplicative effect. I know you do a lot of paid advertising in your own business, and you probably have run into the fact that if you're advertising on one platform and you're advertising on another platform and you're advertising on yet another platform, the three of those put together is a little more than 3 times what you're doing. I mean, it's kind of like people see you on Facebook, people see you on Google, people see you on wherever, and they think, wow, man, this is, I just keep seeing, this person in all these places, right? That is really important. And that's yet another reason for using multiple platforms to get business. And I mentioned paid advertising, folks, just not to confuse you. This has nothing to do with paid advertising. You get going on this and you continue to do this on an absolutely free basis. It just basically takes a little bit of your time.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's kind of a generic explanation of everything.
The part of the training that you have for these two platforms that you're releasing, it's the essential key to these platforms is how you set your profiles up, because that's going to open up the doors for getting a lot of business, right? And that's exactly what Lee is showing you step by step how to do it. Because if you don't do it correctly, like you might even know about these platforms, but if you don't do it correctly, you won't get the business. So the training covers the service. So you have the graphics plus how to get the business.
Yes, it has to do, basically the whole thing boils down to profiles, but also it has to do with customer interaction. It has to do with messaging. This is the internet. It's the 21st century. Nobody wants to talk to anybody anymore, which is, kind of weird, but it also saves an enormous amount of time and also stress, right? So we do everything through messaging, but there's a way to message and a way not to message. There's a way to field, inquiries and a way not to field inquiries, right? And it's very easy to learn, but once you learn this, you come off as a professional. I had a lot of people ask me on the last product, well, I've never done this before. I don't have a track record, have nothing to show people. I mean, it's a chicken and egg kind of problem, which came first. So we cover all of that. So if you're brand new, don't just say, I would love to have a business like this, but I'm brand new, therefore I can't get started. I've got that covered too.
Yeah. Yeah, I always feel that, if you're saying something like, I'm brand new, it's not going to work for me, it's just an excuse, because if everybody else is doing it and making it a success, you can too. So just jump in, right? But I wanted to ask you something. I know you have the upgrades to this. So first of all,
Yes.
you get the 2 trainings on 2 different platforms, plus how many graphics do they get on this in the front end?
Okay. And the front end offer we give, so again, what we sell is graphic posting. So we take graphics and we post them to the social media accounts of clients. The graphics that we use are generic. They're going to work for an e-com business selling, shoes, and they're going to work for a law firm specializing in, divorce law, right? I mean, it's all generic. It works for everybody. So you get on the front end product, you get a complete set of graphics. That's 60 graphics. For clients, one of their favorite graphics are our quote memes. So this is a quote of the day. Basically, you post something every day on the various social media accounts. And we show you how to do this all with very, very, very inexpensive software. Ivana, no one ever has to, besides buying the training, no one ever has to come out of pocket for anything. You get paid by the client before you post anything, obviously. And the software that we show you how to post with is remarkably inexpensive, but you don't even have to come out of pocket for that. So 60 graphics, 60 quote graphics to, in the front end product, which really at one per day, that gives you right at 2 months worth, right? And so you may be thinking, well, what about months 3, 4, and 5? Well, guess what we do? We shuffle the graphics and use them over and over and over again. Nobody cares. It's completely ethical. And all the client wants is, for their Facebook page or their Instagram account, all they want is just more traffic. They want it to look, the difference between a dead Facebook page and a live looking Facebook page where somebody's posting something every day and you're getting comments and all that stuff. That's huge for a business.
Yeah.
Like you're looking for, you're looking for a specific type of law firm, right? And you go to one Facebook page and you see the last time they posted anything was 6 months ago, and the time before that was 2 years ago. That looks utterly stupid. And then you go to another one and you see that they've got cool stuff posted every day. It looks alive. It looks like they're in business. My dad, who was a businessman, always used to say, people like to do business where business is being done, right?
Yeah.
And so who are you going to call? Well, you're not going to call the person with the dead page. You're going to call the company with the live page. So that's the goal behind this. In the front end, you get 60 graphics. That's more than enough for you could build an entire posting business forever just with those 60 graphics for multiple types of businesses. And the training we're going to give you on the platforms that we use to get business with is going to make the business getting process amazingly easy. So that's the front end. Now there are 2 upsells. You want to talk about the upsells now?
Yes, please.
Cool. So my friend Jean Kalinda, who has been doing this a lot longer than I have, she started doing this like 2.5, 3 years ago. And we're really good friends. She just called me up one day and said, I've got this new idea. I'm going to try it out. And I watched her build a phenomenal business. We're talking about mid 6-figure phenomenal business doing this. And she started out just by posting, graphic memes. In other words, a static picture with words, right? Okay. And what we're talking about today, they're quotes, right? Just interesting quotes. But she soon learned that if she offered videos with that, and we're not talking about long videos, we're talking about like 4 or 5 second videos. They're attention getters. Okay. So she learned that, wow, if she offered videos with that she could double the revenue from each client monthly. She could charge twice what she was charging. And she started out charging $99 a month, and she charges somewhat more than that, more like $150 a month. Ivana, one of the beauties of this whole system is that for a business, having a really, really important advertising and marketing function taken care of for $150 a month is huge. And it's not even worth thinking about. It's not even worth looking at the business credit card statement to say, should I continue doing that or not? I mean, it's just not that much money. And so this entire business, from the buyer's point of view, is like, it flies under their radar. It solves a huge problem for them. And the amount of money is really, for a business, not even worth thinking about. And because of this, you don't lose clients. Yeah. Seriously. Gina's never lost a client in 3 years, ever. Even during COVID, even when COVID hit, no clients were lost. Mm-hmm. But so the two OTOs. OTO 1 is videos. And specifically, we give you 90 professionally made MP4 videos. Okay. Now by videos, I mean like a YouTube style video. All right. So these are horizontal, how YouTube videos are more horizontal, right? So in this, we're just talking about the aspect ratio. Mm-hmm. So 90 of those and 60 60 Instagram story videos. And really the only difference between those is the YouTube videos are horizontal and the Instagram stories are vertical. So that's what you get with the first upgrade, which is, and I'm sitting here looking at the price that we charge for this, the launch price. It's insanely low. So, I mean, if you can't afford it, then fine, don't buy it, right? You don't have to have it. But this would be one of those things where if you can afford it, then you would be smart to get it, okay? So that's the first upgrade. The second upgrade is you get, so in the front end product, you got 60 memes, okay, graphics with words, got 60 memes. And the second upgrade, you get 120 more images and, 120 more memes. So that would give you 180 total, mm-hmm. which means that you would have half a year's worth for each client. And then you just shuffle them after you've gone through them. The software that we show you how to use does the shuffling automatically. And now this is really important for a lot of people. You also get the editable files for all 180 static memes. Mm-hmm. Now that's really cool. I mean, here you are, you and I are speaking English, and I don't know who you do marketing for, but you live in the, former Croatia, the former Yugoslav Republic, and you've got like a ton of languages around you. You've got a ton of countries around you. And I mean, it's conceivable that you could be marketing in a lot of different languages for a lot of different countries. I mean, we have clients we have people who buy this stuff from us who have clients in Germany, Sweden, France, and they like to buy the editable files because that way they can take the English words and just translate them into their own language. And if you're not translating into your own language for something this simple is pretty easy, but if you don't know how to do that, there's a great website that'll just do it like that. It's AI powered. It's called DeepL, DEEPL.com. It's amazing. And so you just run that all through there, get your translation, do it yourself or hire somebody to easily pop that in your graphics. And now you have your graphics in German or Swedish or French or Croatian or whatever, right? So those are the two upgrades. First upgrade is videos, YouTube style videos and Instagram style videos. And the second upgrade is a ton more graphics plus the editable files for all of the graphics, 180 graphics.
Awesome. So the price points during the launch, and I know they always go up after the launch, but can you just tell us when you're launching and what the price points are going to be?
Yes, the front end product sells for $37. The first OTO is $57 and the second OTO is $77.
Oh.
Now, in all fairness, after the launch period, those all go up by $20.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you're going to save yourself a ton of money if you go ahead and buy this now.
Okay, cool. And when are you launching and when are you closing the launch?
We are launching on the 28th. And when are we closing this launch? Hang on, let me look at my calendar. For those of you listening to this, it's the week before Christmas, and Lee is running a little bit behind. But anyway, we're launching on the 28th, and we're closing on the 31st. So you got 4 days, folks, to buy this, after which the price gets bumped up. We're more than, Ivana, if somebody wants to wait until the middle of January and buy this, great. They'll just be paying more money, and you'll make more money, and I'll make more money. But why do that to yourself?
Yeah,
exactly. Why not go ahead and get this great product and training at a smaller price?
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Lee, for explaining all of this to us. I really love the product and I love what you and Jean bring to the table. You really go through and show the real stuff. So that's why I always do interviews with you guys. And thank you again. Everybody else watching, make sure you grab this with my link, because I'm giving you some extra bonuses that are going to help you with this training and this offer so you can get even more business. Thank you so much for watching.
Ivana, thank you so much. I always love doing interviews with you, and you got a great crowd of followers. They love you, and I'm just really, really happy to help those people.
Thank you so much, Lee. Take care.